All right, welcome all Singer Enterprise clients and Gupta Enterprise clients. We've got a special day today and a special live webinar with Dr. Mitch Malley, Extremity Adjuster Extraordinaire. Dr. Malley, hey, Jess, why don't you go ahead and read off Dr. Malley's bio so people know we have a living legend online today.
Of course, of course. So Dr. Mitch Malley is a member of the American Chiropractic Association and diplomat of the National Board of Chiropractic Examiners, internationally prominent clinical consultant for specialty cases involving extremity injuries, industrial and ergonomical consultant, member of the Council on Sport Injuries, Council on Athletics and Physical Fitness, Parker Chiropractic Research Foundation, developer of several widely acclaimed techniques for the diagnosis and treatment of extremity injuries and carpal tunnel syndrome, founder of Palmer College of Chiropractic Sports Injury Club, author of a nationally distributed CTD manual, nationally prominent figure in the field of sports chiropractor, founder of the Institute for Repetitive Strain Injuries, technique faculty selected for establishing treatment protocols for the care of the elite and professional athletes, founder, developer of the International Academy of Advanced Chiropractic Orthopedics and Magnificent 7, which is Dr. Malley's seminar programs, medical advisory board member of the Microlight Corporation of America, and keynote speaker for the American Society of Laser Therapy. Featured in American Chiropractic Magazine in November 2003. And he's a postgraduate faculty for several chiropractic colleges, Parker, Palmer. There we go.
That's it. That's all he's done? So listen, I don't know if you guys can tell by the smile on my face, but I am tickled that Dr. Malley is able to join us as our first special guest. We're going to start doing having special guests on the webinars on a regular basis, and what a way to kick it off. Dr. Malley is not only a legend in our time and is able to teach the chiropractic profession how to adjust. He was just in our office for private training for myself and our associates, and I was blown away. I mean, truly blown away. I had texted him, and I know Dr. Malley will attest to this, that I was more than humbled. I had told him that one thing that I was very proud of as a chiropractor was my adjusting technique, and I felt like a newbie again. This guy is so precise, so on the money, and you know, with the bones of the hand, how he is able to adjust specifically each one, like truly, as a chiropractor, I was very, very impressed, Dr. Malley. So thank you very much for being here today, and I greatly appreciate your time. And by the way, nice book in the background, dude. Wellness Central Solution. Yes, that's my book. So thank you. I appreciate that plug. And so if it's okay with you, I just want to play your quick 30-second promo that really shows people in a quick way how efficiently you're able to adjust. If that's okay with you.
Thank you.
Okay. Amazing. Good stuff, Doc. Good stuff. So, so what got you interested in extremities?
Probably, Raj, number one, thank you for having me. It's great to be here. And what you're doing for the profession is incredible. So I thank you. It's a pleasure, and it's absolutely an honor to discuss this with you. So to the audience, I was pretty much an injured athlete myself. I've been involved with, growing up in the hood of Detroit and having two older brothers. You kind of get beat up, and you want to play with their friends, otherwise you get left out. So you become better than all of them, and that was really part of my direction and my path and my journey. But that said, I also sustained numerous injuries myself, and a devastating knee injury, which kept me from going out with the Detroit Lions or the Detroit Tigers. I blew out my left knee and tore every ligament cartilage in it. But I was also an academician. I assisted in autopsies in Detroit and have quite an extensive medical background. As you know, you and I discussed, my two older brothers are biochemists and immunologists, PhDs and masters. So I grew up with having to prove everything as a scientist, and therefore that's helped me in this profession make our profession more evidence-based and scientific in the approaches to the same injuries that I didn't have alternative care for.
So, Doc, why should students and chiropractors in the profession already adopt the Malley method?
Well, number one, you want to be able to talk the talk and walk the walk. And if you're going to study, many of the things happen in school. We pass along the Rolodex of our memory from the A of anatomy to the T of technique. And unfortunately, the anatomy, the biology, the chemistry, the differential diagnosis, the neurology, all the systems working together precede the correct technique. So when I conduct my seminars, as you know, be it a private seminar, a group seminar, or state convention, I always start with the evidence-based, documented, supported research and the anatomy and biomechanics to justify what it is we're going to do clinically, and then show the decision for precision, the accuracy of a sniper-specific treatment, as you alluded to, which is critical. Look, if you're a hunter, you don't want to miss. If you're on my Olympic dart team, you don't want to miss bullseye. Why should a surgeon be less than perfect when they make an incision on your family? And why should a chiropractor say that they wouldn't go down the street to the next chiropractor to get an adjustment? And we've discussed this. That is a major issue for our profession. Learn how to adjust with sniper precision. That's what the Malley method's all about.
Doc, when you were talking about sniper precision, I've heard you speak about that in the past, but I really didn't get a chance to witness it until I had that private meeting and training. Truly amazing, and how you were able to quickly identify every bone in the hand and know immediately to test for range of motion, to know if that bone was where it needed to be or dislocated, and then to correct it was, I was awestruck, really, and proud that you were leading in our profession. And that's what we're all about, moving the bone, alleviating the nervous system interference associated with that subluxation, and returning not only full function, full range of motion, but full neurological innervation. So hats off, kudos to you. So Doc, you travel the world lecturing. I know you have the videos, which so your videos are amazing. They're very well done. And what I like about them is not only do you show the biomechanical movement of the bone on an actual model. I mean, so a picture says 1,000 words. So when I'm watching the video, we get an idea of what the adjustment's supposed to look like. We understand how you diagnose if that subluxation exists. But then you on the bone model, showing how to set up is invaluable. And then, of course, seeing it live, in live speed, and then you show it in slow motion, which is really it's great. So as a chiropractor, I enjoy watching them and practicing them. But again, like I'm saying, it's no substitute for the man himself. I watched the videos prior to having the one-on-one with you, and thought I had a pretty good, pardon the pun, handle on it. but on the hand and upper extremity. And then learning it in person is it's something that obviously, like any other technique or just basic diversify, takes practice. Uh, but I know I am better as a chiropractor for having learned it. So I appreciate that. And now our office has also, that's the second part that we've completed. We've done upper extremity, we've done lower extremity. What else do you offer?
Well, there's 20 courses, obviously, Dr. Raj. So they learn laser, rehab, nutrition, how to manage these patients, how to conduct effectively a workshop. For example, last week we did a leg length inequality workshop. We had 10 people show up. 8 of them have already become patients. We average 3 to 5 new patients per day in our office because we're results oriented. If the audience is looking to enhance income by joining your group, you will show them because you are the maestro at making things happen in a clinic. I was very impressed with your office, your organization, your structure, and remember, structure equals function. We align ourselves very well, no pun intended, Raj, in the fact that I work on clinical outcomes that generate income. You work on your organization and structure it in such a way that it functions better and generates income and provides the quality healthcare. You're a genius at what you do. And of course, the 9 businesses that you have, you're absolutely a tremendous success. And your audience needs to recognize that you and I have something in common. We make a decision for precision in everything we do because we believe structure equals function. If you worry about the structure and get that function to occur, then the income will follow with the guidance and tutelage of mentors like you and I.
Thank you, Doc. That was very nice. So, but listen, and what you're saying is quite serious. And, to young chiros coming out of school or existing chiros who are struggling, to learn how to adjust like a master, someone that could lead our profession like Dr. Malley, and being that precise of an adjuster, and then learning that from Dr. Malley, and then learning the practice management systems and procedures that in place make you a well-oiled machine. Those two go hand in hand. So I totally agree that that's a punch and an uppercut and a knockout punch.
I'd like to make another comment on that too, Raj, as the audience is listening, and perhaps there's some younger beginner, as well as intermediate and advanced chiropractors in the audience. Remember, the definition chiropractic means done by hand, not used to be done by hand. As I travel the world and I'm training doctors, it seems like the use of hand skills is almost becoming a dying art. And that's sad to say because nothing can feel better, nothing can administer better, nothing can restore nerve function better than the actual manipulation, the adjustment. People don't line up to see me to have me stretch their fascia and massage them and tape them and wrap them and strap them and vibrate them. People line up by the hundreds at these conventions, and you've witnessed it personally, to experience an incredible sniper-specific adjustment. And I take it for granted. I'd simply say is, why doesn't everybody receive these adjustments? I only let 5 people in the world adjust me, Raj. And these are people that have advanced and demonstrated skill because I too have been hurt repeatedly by chiropractors saying they have good clinical skills. And that's just very unfortunate because if I'm hurt, how many others could be? We have the greatest profession in the world. The student needs a mentor. Every professional athlete has a coach or mentor at the highest level of sport. The celebrities and world-class Olympic athletes that I take care of, all of them have coaches that keep and maintain them on their game at peak performance. And that's what you and I are providing, is that ability to maintain the highest level of performance to achieve the greatest outcome to generate the best possible suitable income for the practice of your dreams.
So Doc, here, more on that note. So yes, we are both coaches and consultants in the chiropractic profession, but I hired you as my coach. And you coming into my office, I'm going to tell everybody out there, it's not just learning how to adjust the spine and the extremities that Dr. Malley teaches you. I had an entire lesson on the effectiveness of laser therapy, cold laser. There's a class 4, which everybody is so high on. There's a class 3. Well, Dr. Malley uses class 1. Class 1? Oh my gosh. But unless you understand, which I do now, thanks to Dr. Malley, how laser works, you don't need anything more than a class 1. And frankly, it's the most effective physiologically. So that was very cool. And also, having you come into our office, we've contacted our X-ray company, because our Bucky does not go low enough to take full leg length X-rays. And Dr. Malley showed us, hey Doc, where can people go to see those testimonials that you showed us? From those patients that you didn't even adjust, but put in those shims, straightened out their pelvis, and were walking better. Where can they see that?
Well, actually, if they would come to your seminar, you've invited me to be a live guest in New Jersey. I'm coming out there to speak for you on, August 11th?
Yes.
That's like a couple weeks.
It's around the corner. Today's the 31st. So yeah, 12 days.
Yeah, so I would recommend everybody attend your conference, come see me live, witness and live demonstrations, see the testimonial videos I'm going to show before and after, the differences in the spine, the difference in how you're going to feel. Last weekend I spoke to 55 doctors, I believe it was, in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. There were doctors with shoulder problems. Specifically, it was all-day, 12-hour event on shoulder, which was scap, clavicle, and humerus. And the doctors lined up to be adjusted. Now, there were doctors in there with 12 weeks, 12 months, 10, 12 years, 20 years of problems with their own shoulders who've never experienced what it meant to have a functioning shoulder. In fact,
I got to interrupt you there, because I got to tell you, if anyone out there has not seen Dr. Malley lecture, and what he's talking about, not to the general public, to doctors, to chiropractors, and have him pull people out of the audience and fix 20-year problems is amazing. By the way, I can speak from experience. I was one of those docs in Vegas at a Parker seminar. And now the way I had learned about Dr. Mitch Malley is I attended an ANJC convention. It was a CEU class, 5 credits. I believe that was the shoulder. And I was amazed, and everybody's amazed. And if you haven't seen him speak and then follow him to his table, like it's like he's the Pied Piper. He walks off the stage, he goes to his booth, and a line of chiros line up. It is like he's giving something away, and he is. And it's laser specific, sniper specific adjustments, fixing his own, so that we can go out and fix other people. It is the most amazing thing in the world. Truly, Doc, I mean, if there's any naysayers out there, I don't know who could ever be a naysayer, come see you speak. Oh my gosh. And that's when I became a fan from below. I was like, by the way, you know, Dr. Malley is very witty. I don't know if anyone knows him out there, so watching him on stage, it's a show. The guy is not only entertaining and easy to speak to, but what you learn is just totally invaluable. So, Doc, tell me, what's on the horizon for the great Dr. Mitch Malley?
Well, you know, my mission, Raj, like yours, is to serve humanity and provide the greatest quality of healthcare and help our younger doctors who might be struggling, who've got a great talent, learn from mentors like you and I. So my mission is helping others help others. It's 4 words. I travel the world, 39 countries worldwide, and it's growing leaps and bounds. We're not only creating online programs, universities, we're bringing new and different talents and different types of skills to add another cog to your wheel, just like you've done successfully, bringing new and different techniques into the profession, the functional medicine programs that we do, the manual medicine programs, etc., is it's going to help the public understand that the greatest healthcare profession in the world, the drugless, non-surgical procedures that we employ,
Right on.
plus the supporting staff that have to live and lead by example,
That's
have
right.
to be led by people like you and I, facilitating, organizing a structure that is an infrastructure and extra structure. Infrastructure, what you're doing and creating a proper policy and procedure for every doctor and student, but an extra structure, which is our job, our tutelage, teaching the doctors the neuromusculoskeletal component of how to be that sniper specific. Look, why is there only one sniper in a battalion? If you gave the same gun to everybody, do each of the infantry members, do each of them have the desire, the dedication, the determination, and the drive to be the greatest, or are they happy with sloppy mediocrity? I would rather be happy on developing my game by repeatedly going out there. Look, this morning I had a chance to get 9 holes in at 6 a.m. with an 80-year-old patient of mine who hits it right up the middle. He is my coach until today. I beat him by 1 stroke. I shot a 41. He shot a 42. He said he's done coaching me. So, here's a guy that's played golf all of his life, and he's coached me to a point where I've learned, and my game gets better and better. The more I'm coached, the more I'm beat, the more he gives me more to learn. And the more I learn, the more I practice. But it's my drive, it's my determination, it's my desire to beat my mentor. That is my drive. And that comes from being the youngest of 3 boys and not being able to play in their sports and being left out. So my drive comes from a personal desire to be the best that I can be. And here's my cliche I'd like to share real quick with you. If you're going to do that which everybody else does, do it better. If you do that which nobody else does, I'll show you the way and do it great.
That's awesome, Doc. That's fantastic. So it's an honor to consider you as one of my mentors. I enjoy being around people who challenge me, and I was certain. I know you saw it. I don't like being challenged necessarily, but I did enjoy it that day. I learned that I have a lot more learning to do, and you're the guy to teach me, and you're always going to be my coach. And I hope one day to be one of those. I hope one day that there's 6 people that you allow adjust you, because I know I'm not currently on that short list of 5, but that's what I aspire to do. I aspire to be that 6th that Dr. Malley allows to adjust him. So
that would be an honor, Raj, because 3 of those 6, 5 actually right now, 3 of those 5 are 2 in Norway and 1 in Germany. So it's a long haul. 1 in San Francisco that I sent the 49ers to is a good friend, Dr. Nick Athens. And then the other one is Dr. Andy Jeter down in Salisbury, North Carolina. I'm here in Iowa. So I would challenge your entire audience to please follow your tutelage, embrace the changes that you're willing to help them make, because it is you, Raj, who are a tremendous success, a tremendous leader, a great coach, and your desire is to help people like mine is to make a positive impact. And if each of the students and doctors would learn from you how to run a successful practice, learn from me how to get the best clinical outcomes, then we'll have more chiropractors helping more people, serving humanity, and we'll have a healthier world to live by.
And sky's the limit at that point. You learn those 2 things, man, you'll succeed. I don't care what the population's like, what the demographics like, what the insurance is like. You do those 2 things and you will definitely kill it. So
if I can add one more positive stroke for everybody, no matter how challenging or how difficult life is, remember, following the dark times is kind of like driving through a tunnel. There is daylight at the end. You can plant a seed in darkness of soil, but a tree grows from it, or a weed. When you hire the right coaches, you nurture and you develop a strength, a power, and a willingness to grow strong and develop those fruits from the tree. Look, when a caterpillar wants to make a change, it hangs itself upside down, spins a cocoon into darkness, and what prevails is a flying, beautiful butterfly, a complete transformation. Let us help you transform your life, your personal, your practice, and your professional life. We're here to help you.
I love it, Doc. And you know what? It's very sincere and very genuine. I know Dr. Malley personally, and you know what? One of the reasons why we get along so well is we both have this bigger purpose. And that bigger purpose is to forward not only the chiropractic profession, but all alternative healthcare. Anything that helps prevent people to have drugs and surgery, that's what we're about. This guy is leading the way. Speaking about carpal tunnel this weekend, past weekend, and how many, Dr. Malley, carpal tunnel surgeries are unnecessary?
Well, there were 500,000 performed last year. And if you ask me, 500,000 shouldn't have been performed last year. You know, 250,000 rotator cuff surgeries were done last year. 719,000 knee replacements and 332,000 hip replacements. It's just uncalled for. 600,000 low back surgeries last year. Listen, pay attention to your intention. If your intention is to make money, switch your thought process and get people well, because that will make the money. Outcomes generate income. Pay attention to your intention. Do a little soul focusing as I tell you that Dr. Raj Gupta, my good friend, my mentee, who is telling the world about what we do from his own personal experience, listen to what he says. Create a focus deep down in your soul. Hence, he has claimed soul focus. It is so eloquent, so perfect. It reminds me of our trademark, which is bridging the gap between pain and performance. How much more precision can there be between your cliche and mine as our mission statements?
It's awesome. I love it, and we're right on the money, and that's why we get along so well. But I have a question for you, Doc. A doc down in Tampa, Florida, who is, I think is on the webinar today, sent me a question. He's got something you're not a stranger to. He's got a pro athlete that he's treating, and he's just recovering from PCL surgery, and he got clearance to play again. But this chiropractor is asking if there's any specific knee adjustments that you would recommend, or anything in general. Dr. Tom Sullivan.
Dr. Sullivan, this one's for you, and I believe I know you, and we've already been in contact with one another. So let's follow up again. Make sure that you have clearance from the surgeon. If surgery was performed recently, you need to advise the surgeon, and they need to advise you that it's safe to get into that area. Also remember that the majority of all knee injuries are torque or twisting, spraining, and straining related. So when a tibia gets rotated, it's because the foot is planted. The problem is, why did the knee get injured on that particular torque? The problem is that the faulty foot mechanics is the precursor to 99% of every knee injury, including mine. Repeated sprained ankles in an athlete, like a football player, a runner, a soccer player, it's the torque at the foot that causes the knee, the hip, and the back problem. This is why Tiger Woods continually has problems with his knee, hip, low back, and this is the same reason why you seen Steph Curry, and you've seen Kyrie Irving, and you've seen other athletes, and world-class athletes as well. Every one of us, no matter what, if our feet are not aligned properly, the torque occurs at the knee, and the counter torque occurs at the hip. So then the patient complains about piriformis syndrome, shin splints, plantar fasciitis, knee pain. Listen, Confucius say, do not hit the dashboard to make the gas light go off. Go to the root of the weed. If you continue treating the knee and focus on the pain of the knee, you're missing the root source of the problem, which is faulty foot mechanics. Correct it, and the pressure on the knee will be relieved tremendously. And listen, post-op, you need to stabilize a knee before you adjust anything in a long axis pull. That way you don't create any trauma to a knee, such as a post-operative knee replacement. Prosthetic knee or hip needs to have stabilization of a staff member or someone next to you that will be able to hold and protect that knee and the hip from any possible deleterious effects of a long axis traction move. I hope that helps you. Feel free to reach out to me personally. Look forward to hearing from you, Dr. Sullivan. Good luck.
That's awesome, Doc. Thanks so much. Yeah. So I don't know if there are others that can actually ask questions who are on the line, but if so, go ahead and shoot. I do have two more questions for Dr. Malley before we wrap it up, but I want to give others the opportunity to speak to him as well. Of course, you can see Dr. Malley August 11th in New Jersey at the Gupta Enterprises seminar. It's a Saturday from 9 to 5, and Dr. Malley will be come one, come all, not only to see him adjust and learn how to adjust different extremities, but get adjusted yourself. And there's no better proof in the pudding than walking out with years of injuries without the injury and feeling much better. Very cool stuff. So Doc, as people are, again, I don't know if they're, oh, looks like I got a hand. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can access the questions. But in the meantime, Doc, one piece of advice, parting way of advice that you would like to give our listeners today?
I think the greatest pearl of wisdom is don't rest on your laurels. Get off of your assets and onto your practice. Excuse me. Build the practice one patient at a time, one diagnosis and one accurate treatment at a time with precision. Don't worry about the bills. The bills will pay with the honesty and integrity, sincerity, when patients learn to know you, like you, and trust you. And for example, Dr. Raj, why don't you discuss with the audience real briefly the paramedic that I treated in your office who literally had a paralyzed hand?
So you know what, Doc? I did not have enough time to upload that today, but I'll send that out as an attachment with this webinar to all clients. It was amazing. So the paramedic, she was carrying a patient on a stretcher down a flight of stairs, and there was a narrow doorway, and the stretcher fell on her shoulders, flat on her shoulders. She had a crush injury, and that was the second injury that she had to that shoulder. And now for 5 years, she has not had feeling in her hands. Even more miraculously, and this is how things work, man, is just we were smiling, couldn't even believe it. She was being wheeled into the operating room to have carpal tunnel or ulnar nerve displacement, where they take the ulnar nerve and move it so it's not putting pressure and causing carpal tunnel. By the way, that's another thing I realized from you coming in for the one-to-one, that you could have pressure on the carpal tunnel nerve and get carpal tunnel. I'm sorry, on the ulnar nerve, not just the median nerve. So I was like, wow, that's pretty, I didn't know that. But the only reason why she didn't get that surgery is because on the way in, they told her she was pregnant. So she didn't end up having the surgery. And here 5 years later, or a couple years later now, because it's been 5 years since she has no feeling, she came in as she's an existing patient of ours. We offered her the opportunity to come in on a Saturday morning to meet and see Dr. Malley. And it was miraculous. Right before our eyes, the feeling in her right hand came back, something that she hasn't felt in 5 years. She got tingles from the fingers of her hand, into her arm, into her elbow, up into her bicep, tricep, shoulder, and then all the way up into her brain, in her head. She felt tingles. And it was, I mean, she was in tears. It was the first time. And, no, I don't think she expected that, Doc. So, kudos to you again. And by the way, that was just one of several patients that we had come in and staff that Dr. Malley fixed. I'm telling you, one person who's kicking herself for not coming in is my sister. My sister lives in Manhattan. She had an overstretch injury as a result of yoga with an outstretched hand, and now is having numbness and tingling, which I know is carpal tunnel syndrome. I tried to adjust her lunate and scaphoid several times before being taught by Dr. Malley. And I thought I got some motion, but no relief. So after we had that private one-on-one, I was telling her about it, and I had invited her, but she couldn't make it that weekend. She had to go to the Super Bowl. Just kidding, Doc. That's a little inside joke.
Runs in the family, Raj.
Yeah, it runs in the family. But she's kicking herself now, as am I, for having missed you that one time. And I don't think, you know what, even if the Patriots had won, I still think I made a mistake. But, so my job is now to become proficient in adjusting both the scaphoid and lunate so I can fix my sister. So I've got some added incentive there.
Well, when I come back to New Jersey on August 11th, maybe she can come in and we can do it together. I can watch your technique and critique. And hey, I wonder if the audience knows the 23 entrapment neuropathies from the shoulder into the hand, 17 of which are from the elbow to the hand, 7 of them, let's see if I can, 7 of them on the ulnar nerve side, 5 of them on the median nerve side, 3 scar tissues, and 2 radial nerve entrapments. 17 entrapment neuropathies, and we just covered 9 of them from the wrist to the hand when I was there seeing you. So you asked how many courses. I have over 20 courses. These feature the entrapment neuropathies, each of the shoulder, the elbow, the wrist, the TMJ, the spine. Don't forget that I teach the cervical.
Oh my gosh.
How did you like that? How did you like that occiput move?
Oh, that occiput move is amazing. You know what's the most amazing thing about it is that Dr. Malley will take another clinician's hands, have them set up on the occiput, and then adjust over them. And it happened so quickly that I was one of those physicians. I didn't even feel me adjust the patient. It was amazing. And that occiput move is second to none. Watching you adjust cervicals, man, very impressive. You know what, Doc? I can't say it enough that I'm honored that I have been able to learn from you and realize there's a lot more for me to be able to learn from you. But my message to all of you out there is, and you know what, this had been mentioned to me and is very true. You have the opportunity to learn from B.J. Palmer or D.D. Palmer or Clay Thompson or Pierce, all these unbelievable techniques when they were alive. And some of us have, not me. Wouldn't you take advantage of that? So that's why all of us should go see Dr. Mitch Malley, buy his videos, have him come in on a one-on-one. You know what? It becomes cheaper if you come to other offices. So next time I have Dr. Malley come to my office, I want you all to come and do yourself a favor. Travel from far and wide to come see him. Come see us August 11th, where you could witness his magic take place, and it is magical. And with all the negativity in our profession, and not just chiropractic, but healthcare in general, having to deal with all the bureaucracy and red tape, it could beat you down. It is refreshing to come and watch Dr. Malley. It makes you proud to be a chiropractor, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. You know, you've provided a living legacy for me, an opportunity to help your clients as well. And look, the eulogy you gave me in the beginning, not many of us get to hear our own eulogy. So I also want to thank you very much for the kind words, the accolades, and the professional demeanor. Raj, you're one of a kind. You know, doctor in front of my name really speaks very, very, very loudly to me. By its initials, and here's my humor, doctor means how much we don't know. So I'm on a quest for learning. We have 54 medical journals per month that my 18 clinical residents provide us, 3 abstracts from each of those required as part of their grand rounds internship and residency. So we make sure when we talk and when you talk, my mentees get the opportunity to talk to other physical therapists, occupational therapists, and surgeons. We are armed with evidence that's in their own literature that they cannot defend, they cannot correct. They remove organs, they over-medicate, and we as chiropractors have to put an end to this by getting out there, telling our story, doing workshops, and generating a lot more people coming to see us. So I thank you for that opportunity, and I'm here for our profession as long as the good Lord allows me to.
Okay, Doc, I want to thank you. My dog is barking. I want to thanks for being with us. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Great. Talk to you soon, Raj. Thank you.